What give us one or two of those that kind of instance that struck you that look, back in the day it might have been possible, but not anymore.
No, but you see, the point is the report talks about streamlining government towards running a lean government. You know, I've looked at some of those parastatals and agencies, some to be subsumed, others to be merged. You know, essentially, you have to look at the existential threats that confront us now, the issues that dominate public discourse now and all of that, and look at agencies that will not create undue bureaucracy if they are subsumed within certain ministries or agencies or even departments of government. You see, it is easier to say we want to run a lean government. It's also easier for you to say you want to streamline, you want to subsume, you want to merge. But don't create too much of bureaucracy in that process, because decision-making process are better when it is less cumbersome in terms of reporting line, in terms of how and when, or how immediate you can snap your finger and the decisions are taken and all that. Because given the Nigerian nature, I think, aside from even merging all of these ministries, you need to reform the civil service. The civil service needs serious reform. Yeah, they need serious reform. Because a lot of our problem comes from sit-tight permanent secretaries who want to see every file that passes through their table. Some don't have a good relationship with their ministers. Some ministers want to walk. Their PAMSEC will be dragging them down. Right? So they say, we are the accounting officers, we are the boss and all that. You'll be shocked that money will come into ministry with respect to budget. A PAMSEC will sit down and award contracts without even the minister knowing. It's replete all over the place. I've seen cases, you know, like that. I've seen complaints I've heard from my friends who are ministers, how some of their PAMSEC are sitting back and all that. So I don't want a situation where we will create too much of bureaucracy. Because once you create that, you give more powers to the PAMSEC, you give more power to the directors and what have you. It may slow down government business. It may slow down productivity. And that's why I would suggest that the president should also consider reforming the civil service. I was happy when he invited the PAMSEC last week to a meeting, to discussion, and, you know, to set his own agenda with respect to what he wants to see in the civil service. I just hope they're able to implement it, because by the time you take a stock of what transpires in different ministries, parastatals and agencies, see how much money these people acquire to themselves, how much money they've taken from our public till, you will wonder. So there's so much to be done. There's so much to be done. For me, it's not even about running lean government. It's not about slimming down government. It's about devising means and ways to ensure that you are able to lock up leakages. You know, corruption is the bane of most of the things we do. And so if we are able to streamline and, you know, cover up leakages and ensure that it is difficult for people to just, you know, plunge their hands into public till, the better for the system. Not so much about running lean government.